I like how short Nino and Denzel are with each other now. It's actually pretty cool. I really like it.
Recently.
Huh?
Yeah.
I couldn't hear you.
Said I quit recently.
Oh, I see.
Mm.
Cigarettes or just cigars?
Just in general.
Mm.
Yeah. And problematic in some countries.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
So what's up?
Oh my fucking god. What? Yeah. Oh, was it 2 weeks? I did? Oh. Oh, yeah, we can bump it up another week. Yep. No one can do the fucking job in this fucking city, I swear to God.
Yep.
Did you mean what you said down at the Mayweather dog?
What do you mean? What part in particular?
I don't know. Fuck, I barely remember. The only thing that I can think about is... The only thing I want to know, Denzel, is do you have any remorse?
I already apologized, just not at that meeting. In that meeting, everybody was very hostile, and it seemed like everybody had already...
I wasn't there. I don't know who you apologized to.
I apologized to
know about
Lang, and I
meeting.
apologized to Bjorn. When I saw Bjorn, I said, I'm so sorry. And, I would have never put him in that situation if I could have avoided it.
What about the others?
With the nerds in general?
Mm-hmm.
I apologize to them as well.
And you mean that?
Yeah, I love those guys. I really do.
So what happened?
What do you mean?
Like, you know, in that moment.
with Bassam. Or,
yeah.
True. I mean, the full story is.
Well, no.
What do you mean?
Rather, I know you apologized, but you meant it, right? Do you have any remorse for what you did? And
I have remorse in the sense that I have remorse for the pain that it's caused others.
And knowing what you know now, if you had to do it again, would you do it?
In what sense? Knowing the headache it would have caused?
Well, the position that it put him in, the potential of what could have happened.
I wouldn't do it again, at least right away. That I can guarantee. I can't go back. I can't sit here and say 100% certainty. Because from my perspective, I wake up with a phone call where he says he's come to peace with his demons. And that he accepts his fate. And calls me to appear. Alone. Mm-hmm. So
why did he call you down there to the pier?
Why? I didn't know at first. That's the thing. I'd been up for maybe 10 minutes. He called me, said he had come to peace, and it really sketched me the fuck out. And then he admitted to going through my shit in the office. He admitted to talking about me in public. He admitted to pulling a gun on my wife. I found out after the fact that he admitted to Bjorn and Andi that he was taking money from the businesses. I was really sketched out how he called me, Quite frankly, I thought it might have been an ambush or some shit. Because there was cops literally, like, they were leaving Great Ocean Highway, and it kind of sketched me out a bit. Made me hesitate 15, 20 minutes. It's not as simple as a scenario as you may think it is. There was a lot going through my mind.
You understand why I was so upset down in Mayweather?
Once again, at which part in particular?
I'd say generally throughout.
Because of the headache it all caused?
No. I deal with a headache every fucking damn in the city. Like I said, people don't do their fucking job.
Yeah.
People don't keep their mouths shut. People don't listen to instructions. They do stupid shit, and then I feel like I gotta go in there and deal with it. But I'm used to that. The reason I was so pissed off is because before that apology, it just seemed like you weren't thinking about everybody else.
Well, that was my whole point. Was if I was willing to turn myself in, it was trying to just get Bjorn, the heat off of Bjorn and the rest of the nerds, especially when subpoenas start flying out. And quite frankly, I love all of those guys. They're all kind of like kids.
I guess when you said that, I wasn't sure, wasn't clear. whether you wanted to turn yourself in because the conversation was a headache, or whether you saw that as an option to keep everyone protected.
Nah, because it was an option to keep everybody protected. Time and time again, when it comes to heat on this family, I always throw myself in the, always offer to fall on the sword for the family if it's, what I gotta do. Because I know that no matter what, I'll survive prison. I've been there, I've done that, I've rotted away for years. And quite frankly, if it's me or Bjorn, I'd take the death penalty for Bjorn any day of the fucking week. And if I turned myself in, I know he'd dodge that fucking heat.
What about if it was him or Andy?
If it was him or Andy, I'd have to choose him. So. And quite frankly, offering to turn myself in would only make Andy upset with me, because she wanted to turn, she wanted to take the heat from me. If it came down to it. But at the end of the day, if that protected Bjorn, then I would have done it myself.
Thing that I'm having a lot of trouble understanding, and I need you to help me understand, is that I was pretty blindsided with the fact that you even got married in the first place.
Okay.
And I'm sure you understand.
I know why.
My thoughts on marriage.
Sure.
Or even being tied down, and what relationships mean, and the problems that they can cause.
You know, I used to be married.
Used to be.
Before Andy.
What happened?
I haven't seen her since I killed a cop. You could probably ask Sam, but it's a shame that he's not around. He's probably one of the only boys that knew my wife very well.
Did he kill her?
No. But, he loved her a lot, just like, I mean, I was in love with her, but he loved her like a sister. And, he knew what she was to me, and that was a pin to my grenade, and that's something I've needed for a long time. And quite frankly, why I started talking to Andy was, well, like we discussed, did security and tried to pick up a few things here and there. But the more and more I did security, the more I just enjoyed who she was as a person. And being around those nerds, those kids, I mean, kind of just, I don't know, changed me a little bit, made me happier. Enjoy myself more. Made me feel like I had something to live for. The more and more I got to know Andy a bit, the more and more I really got to like who she was. And she understood me. So, helped make me feel whole, I guess. It's the simple answer. And I haven't been whole in a very long time. And even if turning myself in to save Bjorn led me to get the death penalty, it would be worth it because I saved him. Even if I do feel whole.
Not with this fucking police department.
I fucking hate this police department too. Alright, don't get me wrong.
If you turned yourself in, hell, if you turn yourself in now, that just gives them more ammunition.
Well,
everybody that we are connected with is continually getting investigated.
Well, did you hear my offer?
What was that?
I told, because obviously killing Bassam puts Leslie in a position. And my offer to Leslie was gonna be after the statute of limitations runs out, so nobody else in this family gets hurt at all, I will turn myself in and serve whatever time and consequences they give me, whether that be life in prison, whether that be the death penalty, whether it be years in prison. That way nobody else involved, nobody else in this family takes any blame, any punishment. It would just be me. Done it before and I can do it again. Lang didn't like it. I can see why he didn't like it. But I think that would be a fair solution to Leslie. He gets retribution for Bassam that way.
My biggest concern here is, and this is what I'm worried about, is... Part of me worries if you get put in this position again. Relationships, they're just, I don't know, this is like something...
You know she's the only reason I'm still the mayor, right? Every time she would start to see me get frustrated or heated, with like I was gonna snap, she would take me to a farm and let me kill animals so nobody would fucking die. So nobody would get arrested, so I wouldn't get arrested or caught.
You being the mayor does not have, I mean, you know... I'm not Dean, I'm not Leslie.
I know you're not Dean or Leslie.
I think you're trying to point out like what she's willing to do for you.
I'm just willing to point out that I'm way more hesitant when I'm around her because she sees when I'm getting frustrated. Or like I'm gonna snap. Holds me back a bit. Which I'll
Why
get,
didn't she stop? Why didn't she stop you that night?
She wasn't there. At least first. Like I said, Bassam called me to the pier. And the only reason I ever called her is because I asked for a fucking gun. Because I only had my legal gun on me, and we both know what would have happened if I shot him in the head with my own legal fucking pistol. And I kept telling her to shut the fuck up and I'm gonna do it. It was my decision. That's why I said I make my own decisions, because quite frankly I didn't even let her give it any fucking input, and I regret that. You know how I am when I see red. And if I would have gotten the full fucking story before that fucking phone call, I think I would have actually stopped. But I didn't, and I didn't let her get that chance. Then I saw red. And he pretty much fucking begged me to die. Even when people don't beg me to die, Nino, you know how hard it is to fucking stop me. Imagine I fucking called you out of the blue, Nino, said I've come to peace with my fucking demons and pinged you to the end of our fucking random pier. How fucking sketched out would you be?
I wouldn't go. But I would be sketched out. I mean, from the sound of it, it seems like... I don't know. Fuck.
What?
I don't know.
I mean, you could talk.
Yeah,
Unless you
I
just
know.
Genuinely don't know.
I don't. The more you talk about it, the more it sounds like Andi. What she did was really fucking stupid.
Do you want to know my biggest issue with all of it? And I think Lang and I share the same opinion. Is Bjorn being involved.
And that is where my original anger came from.
Yeah. And Bjorn being involved was a problem. And I've already made that clear. Not just voicing it to everybody, but I've also voiced that to her.
What did he say?
I haven't spoken to Bjorn about it fully. You know that he got a 24-hour hold released and then put fucking back in?
Yeah.
Absolute fucking bullshit.
It's happening to a lot of people. I just had one of my friends get thrown in because she was there when Drea got shot. They think I have something to do with Bassam's murder. They think I shot Drea.
Why are you even getting brought into this?
It's complicated. Like I said, they're overreaching.
It just seems like they're throwing fucking shit and seeing what sticks.
But I figured as much about 48 hours ago, and I'm letting it happen because I'd rather them go down that rabbit hole than make a move before we make a move.
Oh yeah, I got 5 of the best lawyers I could find. Went down to question why I was emailed a raid fucking warrant for being married. Let them finish the raid where they found nothing, and then asked for a moment with my client, my lawyers. Every single question they gave me made them wait 5 minutes, and then when they came back, I just pled the 5th. And then I walked the fuck out. And quite frankly, I'm probably going to try to cut their pay before I leave office again. Also, speaking about leaving office, did you know there's not another fucking date for this new campaign coming up?
Yeah.
So I don't know how long I'm stuck in this goddamn office. And I fucking can't stand it.
Well, it gives me time because I'm running.
Oh, yeah.
After everything that happened, so I had reached out to those same lawyers that are now representing you a couple days previously. And I asked them to help me clap the cops. I don't mean with a gun, but with a pen. I plan on going after every corrupt officer with litigation. And I don't mean a little bit. I mean, if you are found to be evidently corrupt, each and every arrest you make gets FOIA'd and gets appealed. There's about 12 of them. A good portion of them are also looking into representing and protecting not just yourself, but Pegasus, Rooster's Rest, anybody connected to us. But as this got worse, I realized that the only way that they can get empowered and make sure that budget can be set aside so that they have what they need is to run for office. But that's neither here nor there. Right now, the problem is this. I can tell you right now that what I felt down at Mayweather was it seemed to me from where I was standing and what I had heard that Andi had coerced Bjorn to join her. And that makes me see red for obvious reasons. I understand she's your wife.
She's not somebody to coerce, in my opinion. That's why I'd like that. If I would have known that, I'd like to speak to Bjorn.
I mean, for all we fucking know, they just, these guys have feelings for her, which, if they do, and it was their choice, then it is what it is. And what I mean by that is that I have no problems with Andi at that point. And I'm just gonna be very honest, I don't like to think in black and white. Right?
Yeah.
But it's hard to think and make decisions when, let's be honest, we're so big now that you can never get the full story, either
I know.
because people don't fucking tell you shit.
Or people make assumptions, or they forget shit.
Like, if it's fucking relevant and it's being discussed,
Yeah.
bring it the fuck up. Because decisions need to be made so we can move forward. And some of these experiences the last couple days, I've realized that that problem even extends to the nerds. And if that is an issue, that needs to be fixed.
Yeah, it's a different world than what it used to be, I guess, but it's very big. Just like our family, it's a very big family now. Not only every nerd, a bunch of the boys, then businesses come into play.
Well, it starts to muddy the water as well. Because Denzel, what is the family?
For me,
For anybody.
I mean, that's once again why it becomes a gray area, right?
I know if I asked for help, you'd have my back, and I know the family would. But I know that doesn't necessarily extend to, say, some of the others I'm associated with. But at the same time, there's a lot of people that I'll do a lot of shit for. I think sometimes, and I need to maybe start considering that a little bit more, even as we're having this conversation. But I know that even muddies the waters even further. For example, I've got my boys too. And a lot of them would take a fucking bullet for me. And knowing that, I would do whatever the fuck I could to protect them. But then all of a sudden, what does that turn into? And maybe there is no answer to that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think you'd really hit the head on the nail. It's a gray area, right? For me, it's Lang, Ellie, Tony, you, Sab. You know, fucking Ray. You know, those boys are family. Then you got the nerds. Who are family. But then,
You know, I look at...
you know, just like you've got your boys, and I've got... I'm married now. And she's just my family, you know. And I got Speedy as well, who's separate. I consider Speedy family.
As do I.
I fucking love Speedy to death. I'd do anything for that fucking man. I've known Speedy for a very long fucking time, just like you have. I know we chatted about it.
You know, almost killed him a long time ago.
Really.
Ended up sparing his life. Told him I wanted him to be the Jefe of the Vagos.
Heh.
In fact, Lang's the one who brought him to me.
Really?
No, stole my car. I was having none of that.
I don't know how I got into business with Speedy. I used to deal in bricks of cocaine.
Jesus.
Yep. Used to have a clean record. I used to deal guns and cocaine at the same time. Had multiple jobs as fronts. I used to do business with Speedy every week. Bricks of cocaine.
So here's what I'm worried about. Do you know what happened to Andy?
In what sense? Like the hold?
No, her being attacked.
What do you mean?
NBC went after Randy.
Is she okay?
I think so. But I have to ask myself, how does that play out? And I'm not having
I
you
told
choose.
Lang that if they went after her, I can't. I'd just idly stand by and let that happen. And he said he understood.
Mm-hmm. Which in turn means she's either family or she's not.
Well, she's my family.
And that's why we all need to accept that.
My fucking man!
Because I don't operate any other way. And I'm not forcing everyone else to do it, but as far as I'm concerned, that needs to happen.
And you know, a very long time ago, before I joined LB, I was completely clean. I used to deal cocaine, I used to deal weaponry. I had a wife. And the more and more I went into the gang life, the more I threw away my wife. Then eventually I killed a cop while I was a lean boy. And I was awaiting trial, I was facing the death penalty. Last time I saw her was between the glass. I was facing the death penalty. She was crying.
Are people listening to our conversation right now?
Who?
You don't see what's happening on Twitter? Okay, never mind.
Oh yeah, I can see how you make that mistake. But a very long time ago, last time I saw her, she was looking through the glass at me, and quite frankly, she was crying her eyes out about how I killed a cop. And I was dead. I told her at that time that a very long time ago I accepted that I was a dead man. And I managed to make it here today. And I've lived my fucking life. She asked me not to put myself in that situation again. But at the end of the day, my gang and my crew have become more of a family than my wife was. I couldn't balance it properly, and literally a month out of being out of prison, me, Tony, and fucking Lang drive by the cop and killed him too. I lost my first wife through my gang, not literally. But it led to my family overtaking that spot in my life. And I met somebody in my crew who was a true fucking partner who I loved to death. The best friend I ever had. We used to call each other arms and legs. And I loved him more than anything else, to be honest. Anybody else. But at the end of the day, the rest of the family wanted him dead. They wanted to torture him. And broke my heart. And I begged and I pleaded for hours. To no avail. And when I realized I couldn't save him, I made it quick. I made it so he didn't have to suffer. Because the family was more important. It broke me as a man. I lost who I was. Line after line after line, drug after drug. Murder everything in front of me. that only started to calm down a bit when I got this mayor role, this mayor position. And I started getting closer to those nerds because, quite frankly, I don't know. They kind of just made me happy. And just realized I have a little bit more than I used to think I did. And then I allowed myself to open up and start to care about people that weren't in the family anymore. Or again. So, that's why I married Andi. I think I loved her pretty early into my mayor's office, and quite frankly, the urges that I have, the fucking shit I want to do, Nino, fucking killing people, crime, God, sitting in that fucking office was killing me every fucking day, man. I just couldn't do it. And if it wasn't for her, I would have snapped.
Go somewhere else.
Works. Is that a driving school vehicle always over there? To the left.
It was a sports car. It had a turbo on it. I think it parked here for a second and then it
drove
fucked off.
Yeah.
I think while I may accept this, I don't know if everyone else will. Right? Obviously, I can't speak for everybody and how they feel, but I'm not going to try to convince anybody it's not, you know, not my place. But what I do want, and I feel like it's good for everybody, is I don't know. Someone's got to train Andi on how to fucking torture someone.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
I make sure to do
She
right.
keeps you, and if she has you thinking, I can keep you in check. Well then, you know, I don't see a problem anymore.
No, I mean, there's still a problem.
What's that?
Leslie. I want to make sure he doesn't feel like he's fucked over.
Why?
He's important to Lang. He does business with Lang, right?
Well, business is business.
I know business is business, but... you know, I think it's still important.
I think he just wants some kind of retribution and he'd be okay with money.
I have another idea.
What's that?
What if I let Andi, what if I let Andi practice on me, but he got to watch? He got to see what Bassam went through. Losing his fingernails.
Leslie and Dean, well, Dean, my assessment is Dean listens to Leslie, understandably, but Leslie is soft when push comes to shove. I think if you offered Leslie money or to agree to sign off on some shit, I think he's going to be perfectly happy. But they do want to speak with you. But I think if you dangle something in front of him, something that may feel of equal value to Basim, I think he's going to change his mind. And if you change his mind, I think Dean is going to accept it. You planning to have kids?
Like biologically?
Yeah.
God, no.
All right. Well, they want your firstborn, so just accept that, and I think these idiots are going to be fine.
You're my firstborn.
I don't fucking know.
What if I have an adopted kid?
Yeah, I know. As long as he's over 14, they don't care.
I mean, I can't really. All the fucking nerds need a father figure. So I told them anybody that wants to, who needs a father figure, to let me know. So I mean, I can't really give those. I can give them my biological son, sure. You know what? I got a kid named Pepe. God, he's my godson. Do you think they would take that?
All right. Just make him seem like you don't want it to happen.
I love Pepe so much. He's got a clean record and.
Okay, you need to make it more believable, motherfucker. What the fuck?
Oh, Pepe, no.
How did Basim sound before you ended his life?
No, please don't take my son, please. Please don't take my godson.
There you go. You ready to talk to him?
To who? Leslie?
Yeah, they all wanted to chat.
Yeah. I'm down.
Let him bring up the idea and then just, you know, be against it at first and then, you know, just make it seem like
I'm gonna
a
suggest
hesitant.
my idea as well.
Which is what?
The fingernails thing.
Whose fingernails?
Mine.
No.
Why not?
Why?
This is what listen, when it always comes down to it, Nino, the reason I always am willing to
You're
fall...
not their bitch, then.
I know I'm not their fucking bitch, but if they do business with Lang, I don't want to fuck that for them. Alright?
You think he's gonna want you to give him your nails? If they want a fucking kid, that's never gonna happen. Just give him that.
Alright. Alright.
Listen, Dean and Leslie, I have a lot of respect for them. But they're not family at the end of the day. And the last thing I want to see is you give them something and then they ask for more. Right? Strictly business. If they want business to be conducted, that's what will be conducted. Anything more than that, it's off the table.
Alright, then let's chat with them.
Listen, I'm glad we worked this out. I do love you, Denzel.
I love you too.
What? Fucking pussy shit, you know what I mean?
What?
I hate saying that shit. I don't know. It's weird.
That is not how I expected it to go.
You ever feel like sometimes you gotta... I don't know. I feel like certain emotions don't need to be said.
Yeah. I feel like that. And I think, I mean, you know what it honestly, even talking about that whole situation again, what it kind of reminds me of? Remember how you said Salim pulled a gun on you? Remember that shit?
Salim...
He pulled a gun on you.
I'm trying to think of all the dumbass shit I've seen Salim do.
He pulled a Mac 10 on you.
Oh, yeah.
Remember
I
how
do
we were
remember.
talking about that and we had Ray there and I said, I don't give a fuck why they pull a gun. If they put a gun on family, they're dead. You know?
That's what I appreciate about you, Denzel.
I do wish I would have listened.
What do you mean?
Like I wish I would have let Andy tell me more until
Oh,
instead of
I
just
thought
telling
you
her
ended
shit.
up fucking clapping him later that night.
No. But I mean, if he fucking shot my wife, I might take him to the same fucking pier and put a bullet in his fucking head.
The thing to consider, and the reason why I didn't want you to do anything to Salim at the time, is because everything we had to lose. And I'm not talking about business. I give a fuck about that. Every time I hear somebody say, you know, and I hear it, you know, it's about the money and it's about the business. No, fucking eat dick. I've had 10 times more money than I do today. I'm willing to lose it all. I've had it happen multiple times. But it's about what it means and how it's going to hurt everybody else.
Yeah, I know.
And at that time, that thing that Salim did made him look like a bigger idiot than it did me. Because at the end of the day, I stood there with 10 of them